And it looks like we're back again. Part 2, Steely and Clevie versus the whole realm of reggaeton. So here's the update. Steely and Clevie Productions respond to 5 motions to dismiss their lawsuit. Bad Bunny, Drake, Justin Bieber, all these guys are refuting this, that this is not a thing. It's not protected under copyright law, et cetera, et cetera. But Steely and Clevie are responding and they're not giving up. So they have a unique claim. They're claiming that Fish Market, otherwise known as Dembow, is synonymous to reggaeton and therefore birthed reggaeton. They're saying that their rhythm is so unique and original that it has to be protected under the copyright law. So here's what I like about this. Bad Bunny and Drake's lawyers are saying that Steely and Clevie's attempts to protect these rhythms and unprotected elements are just an overreach for the foundations of reggaeton as a whole. Now, what I didn't know, and I did a little bit of research, guys, there are other cases out there where this rhythm and other rhythms similar to it have been just deemed as unprotectable under the copyright law. So let's go through it really quick. Bridgeport Music Inc. versus Dimension Films 2004. In this case, the Court of Appeals ruled that a 3-note guitar sequence taken from a copyrighted composition was not sufficiently original to warrant copyright protection. The court emphasized the distinction between short musical phrases that are fundamental building blocks of music, unprotected, and more unique and original expresses protectable. So here's what I liked about this. The court deemed short musical phrases that can be the foundation of musical genres are unprotectable, while unique and more original phrases are protected. So the dembow is a simple rhythm that, yes, was used in Fish Market, but has been evolved over time and stripped down. So with it being a building block and a foundation of a lot of reggaeton beats, you can't deem that protectable. It's unprotectable. Now let's talk about the Blurred Lines case, 2015. Now this was between Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines and Marvin Gaye's Gotta Give It Up. So the appeals court found that the 2 songs shared feelings and grooves, but those elements were not deemed protectable under copyright law. Obviously, that case didn't go well for Robin Thicke, but that was for other reasons. ABKCO Music Inc. versus Harrisongs. Now, in this case, George Harrison was found to have subconsciously copied elements of Chiffin's song, He's So Fine, when creating My Sweet Lord. The court ruled that even though the similarities were evident, only the protected elements' melodic and harmonic patterns were considered. This case illustrates the importance of differentiating between protected and unprotectable elements. Those cases provide the insight that you need to know of what's protected and unprotectable elements inside of music. And that's what both sides are going to be arguing here. What's protected, what's not protected. In the past, we saw building blocks for a musical sound and musical genre that's not original and unique in expression can't be protected. Also, most famously, the Ed Sheeran case. They found similarities in the song, but still was not unique and original expression that was copied or used. It was just a similar feeling and groove. So that's what we're talking about here, feelings and grooves. The rhythm that's inside a Fish Market that's called dembow by the reggaeton genre is not an original feeling. Now, while some people may automatically think Fish Market when they hear these type of songs, but we've evolved so far with the genre of reggaeton and Latin music as a whole that this rhythm is just one small piece of something bigger and huge. Now let's talk about the evolution. Dembow, Dominican dembow, reggaeton, Puerto Rican reggaeton, like cumbia rap, like all these different genres and subgenres of Latin music have evolved over time, incorporating all types of different distinct sounds, not just that dembow rhythm. That's one piece of it. But the evolution is crucial for these things to evolve and gain new listeners and have the music really travel the way it should be. Like, we shouldn't be working against each other in this case. I mean, if we want to get serious and look at reggaeton, we have influences of hip hop, influences of dancehall. We have electronic influences and all the synthesizer sounds that are out now and all the DAWs that we're using to create these sounds. Like, It's highly evolved at this point. I know these songs may sound similar, but the evolution is so important to develop new styles and new subgenres and new ways of making a song. Like overall, like to say that it's a replication is really like downplaying how great the music has come. Even dancehall, how it is now, is way more evolved than it's ever been. I think this case is really important because on the legal side, we're going to be able to point out and recognize protected and unprotected elements in music. And it needs to be clear and consistent because taking legal action on 1,800 songs is really crazy. Something that's not mentioned enough here with this case is that artistic freedom, like how important that is to be expressed, to be influenced, to be pushed in a direction that you never thought you would go and gather elements from different types of sounds. Like this is how music grows. Music overall changes from decade to decade. Technology gets more advanced, instruments get more advanced. People are experimenting and influenced by this, by that, and creating all these new sounds for everybody to hear. Electronic music for me is a big example of this. You can see all these sounds being created and influences from this, from that, from this. Reggaeton is a part of that as well. And dancehall. I really feel like this case could stifle the creativity and even stagger the industry from collaborating with each other because it's not just these two genres. It's not just dancehall and reggaeton. It's electronic music, it's country music, it's hip hop music, all these elements. If we say that these building blocks of a genre or a sound can't be sampled, can't be interpreted, can't be flipped, can't be updated, then music is going to be left alone to 4 or 5 people at the top and nobody else. I want to end off on this video I found by Brandon Scott. I don't own this video, so make sure you go and follow him. I'm going to put his links in the description. Also, it should be up here for you to go and check out the video yourself. But let me play this real quick. It's called Why Every Beat Sounds the Same. And we're going to skip through it and play you a little bit of that. She don't need no lift in the mood. Like brand new. Roxanne.
Made this here with all the ice on in the pain with my wishes in the wishing well. Still no. Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Certified free. 7 days a week.
So imagine if all those songs, that drum loop, that simple drum loop with the bass up and down, hi-hats going, imagine that those musical elements were copywritten and we wouldn't be able to have any of those other songs. There's more. Let's go through it.
Crazy, but you like that. I bite back. I'm not sorry.
Or they take some out.
Can't be trusted.
So you see what I'm saying? This is craziness. Imagine these drum loops, or I mean, honestly, between the variations, there's only about 3. If those were copywritten and every person who created those same exact rhythm, imagine.
You're not fooling anybody. And I don't care how fast you speed that shit up, Justin. I'm on to you. I'm on to you.
What more information we can get out of it? This is a less jokey video, a more serious video for the producers out there and for the artists that, you know, are on both sides of this. I want to see a resolution. I want a clear-cut line of what's protected and unprotected in copyright law. So I'll see you guys on the next one.